We'll start the magic. Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Kaleen O'Connor. I am joining you from specifically Clearwater, Florida, but we'll say the Tampa Bay Gulf Coast area of Florida here in the US. It's Monday night my time, and I know it's Tuesday for those of you in Australia and Asia. We're really glad that you're here. It's kind of a wild time on the planet right now, and just that you're able to make the time and join us and connect and grow your knowledge is very well done. So thank you for being with us. We're going to have a phenomenal educational presentation in just a moment, and then we'll have a live story coming in from another incredible team member of ours. And then I will come back at the end and just sort of wrap up how you can take advantage of the resources we're sharing with you tonight. And then we'll have live question and answer. So please, as we are going along, write down your questions. You're welcome to put them in the chat box, and obviously then we'll answer them once we get into the question and answer time period. Or at that time period, you can also unmute yourself, okay? So we're going to invite you tonight to dive into the world of cellular health and to learn about a breakthrough that is literally changing lives all over the world in ways that even I am pleasantly surprised by all the time. And there's several reasons why you might be tuning in tonight to learn about this incredible resource. One might be that you yourself have a health challenge, or you're caring for a loved one who has a health challenge. You might even just want to look and feel younger, you know, because we're all aging. There's no way to avoid that. Or you might also have the viewpoint of just health prevention, you know, of like wanting to really avoid unnecessary doctor visits or uncomfortable things as your body ages. And then, you know, the overall athletic performance, or what we call human performance, of being able to have better endurance and faster recoveries. And then with any great opportunity and incredible technology comes a financial opportunity as well. So you might be looking at this with the idea of being able to have additional income, start a home-based business, have a project B or plan B, whatever the reasons are that you're joining us tonight. Listen with your heart and ears wide open, because I know that you will get value out of all the things we're going to share. And with that, I want to actually introduce our first presenter, our main presenter tonight, Stevie. He's coming to us all the way from Australia. And I say that because I'm in the US, right? So those of you from Australia are like, well, we're there. What are you talking about? Anyway, he's an incredible being. I learn from him all the time. Amazing husband, father, teacher, and mentor to his business partners, and really a world authority on this technology. So Stevie, thank you for joining us tonight. And we're ready for you.
Oh, you sure you're ready for me? Are you sure you can
We're
handle
ready.
this?
Bring it on.
Well, thank you so much for having me here, Kaleen, and I really appreciate you and you know, and the support you don't just give me, but also to thousands of people around the world. You're a tremendously strong and intelligent woman, but I know that with every beat of your heart, you have bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world in there. So I really appreciate you and being able to work shoulder to shoulder with you. And thank you, everybody, for having me here, and thank you for being here and giving me some of your valuable time. You know, your time is incredibly valuable, because if you paid money to be here and you didn't like what you heard, well, we could give you your money back, no problem, but we can't give you your time back. And so, again, I'm very, very grateful that you've chosen to spend this valuable moment with us. And look, from literally the moment that this information was first handed to me by a gentleman that you're going to hear from this evening, who has an incredible success story, not only in regards to his health, but in the wealth he's been able to bring to the rest of the world as well. But literally from the moment it was handed to me, almost 5.5 years, or just over 5.5 years ago now, it's been high priority for me to bring this information to everybody's attention. And it's because the level of importance of this information is significantly high, because the impact and the difference it's making in people's lives is significantly deep. This is bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world, unlike anything we've ever seen before in the healthcare realm. And so I'm filled with a great sense of responsibility to give everybody access to this information for themselves and for their loved ones. This really is a breakthrough for humanity. And so here it is. What I'll be talking about is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. You know, the discoveries of DNA and penicillin, they were huge medical discoveries. However, medical science experts are saying that this breakthrough is the next big one. It goes even deeper than anything we've ever seen before. And so that's what we'll be going over. It's a very exciting and entirely new frontier in science that for 2 decades, science had declared was impossible. A breakthrough with enormous potential, validated, proven, clinically trialed, tested, studied by renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. It's a very advanced breakthrough. We're going to keep it very simple here, but it's 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals, any health challenges you can think of, just like Kaleen mentioned at the start of this call, remarkable results. And guess what? Believe it or not, drug companies wanted to shut it all down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get clear about what this is not. This is absolutely not a drug. It's also not a vitamin, not a mineral, and it is not an antioxidant formula. Excuse me. We're not talking about secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots of magical 5,000-year-old tree, CBD oils, lotions, potions, gadgets, or all the other stuff that's already out there. We'll be talking about something you've never seen or heard of before, an entirely new frontier in science, a groundbreaking, category-creating healthcare breakthrough, and it is ASEA Redox cell signaling technology. Now, it contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, they are the exact same cellular messages that are made natively within your body that affect cell-to-cell communication, cell-to-cell signaling, and even all the way down to telling your genetic expressions what to do in a positive way. So redox signaling molecules allow your cells to talk properly so they can work properly. And a part of this process is giving the cells the ability to be able to detect healthy cells and tell those cells to protect themselves. At the same time, redox signaling molecules detect unhealthy cells and tell those cells to repair themselves. However, if the unhealthy cells do damage to be repaired, then the redox molecules will instruct that cell to die and then tell a healthy cell to copy itself and replace that lost cell. That is a remarkable process because it is actually the process of how your body regenerates its own tissue. So in other words, how your body heals itself. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. And redox signaling molecules are telling everything in your body what to do, keeping your cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this so important? Well, we are all made of cells from head to toe, inside out. Therefore, you live and die at the cellular level. So healthy cells means healthy life. So every single system, function, and operation of the body relies on redox signaling molecules. Your redox biochemistry is foundational to all cellular health and healing, and therefore all of your body's health and healing. So redox signaling is an essential function of normal physiology. In fact, a wide range of biochemical and physiological processes don't just rely, but critically depend on redox signaling in and among your cells, our cells. So in other words, let me put it to you like this. If your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so when we're born, we produce an abundance of redox signaling molecules. However, with age, stress, diet, toxins, and all sorts of other assaults that are present in our environment today, our cells break down, and our body's ability, therefore, to make, or the cell's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. And as such, our cells break down even more. And with it, so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. So ASEA takes science very seriously, and so doesn't do any scientific studies of their own. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. So ASEA Redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. This translates to health at its most foundational level. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and every single function of the body. They play a vital role, not only in the 5 mentioned health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, on top of this, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production, your body's own efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Again, further studies have proven that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, head professors of this university study saying one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors, is what they call them, is ASEA's ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, this is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And that's a big deal because 95% of all adult conditions are degenerative. And ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. It has 0% toxicity. Now, why is that so? Well, because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just your body can't make as much of them anymore like it did when it was younger. So as Kaleen mentioned at the beginning of the Zoom, any health goal you can think of, if you have health challenges, if you have loved ones that you are caring for that have health challenges, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young again, if you have the sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger, stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors, they're seeing just remarkable results. On that note, let's hear what some medical doctors have to say right now.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century, and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program. And to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. So what can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible?
Let me just try and fix this. I'm being told that we're having trouble with the sound. My computer's giving me a message. Let me just try and redo this. Sorry, folks.
No problem, Stevie.
I was just looking at alert on my computer, so I don't know what is going on. Just bear with me one sec. I hope. Not had this.
Yeah, and while he's checking that out, folks, I'm going to put a couple of research websites in the chat box for you. Okay, so you can share that with your guests, and if you are a guest.
Let's see how this goes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. You muted yourself temporarily.
Let me try something.
But now you're good.
Very strange. Hold on. All right, let me just try the video again, and then if it doesn't work, we'll skip it. So just shoot me a message if it's no good.
Okay, we'll do.
The answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with
Okay, I'm getting messages that it's playing up, so I apologize. It's never done that before, so I'll try to figure that out for our next Zoom. But what I will do when I finish explaining this, I will put the link to that video in the chat box. It's definitely, you definitely want to hear from these doctors. What they have to say is not only interesting, but the impact of their message is quite powerful. But now that we've spoken a little bit about cellular health from the inside out, let's see what is possible from the outside in. And we're able to show you that because we have topical versions of the Redox signaling technology, Renew 28, Revitalizing Redox Gel, and Renew Advance Intensive Redox Serum. Now these Redox topical versions of the products are supported and enhanced by their complementary and all natural ingredients products, Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser, and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture speaks 1,000 words. So let some of the pictures speak to you here. This is more than anti-aging results. You're going to see in many regards age-reversing results. Lines disappearing, wrinkles being ironed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated. And even the aftermath of these unfortunate conditions being brought back to the proper levels, proper surfaces of the skin. This is Rosie, and there's two morals to this story. Number one, believe it or not, Rosie didn't believe the products were working. Have a look at those first two photos. So moral number one is, or the reason Rosie didn't think that the products were working is because she didn't take photos. So she couldn't see the moment by moment, day by day, week by week difference. Her doctor took these photos. So the moral of the story number one is take photos. When you go back to your friend and you say, I want to get on these products and I'd like to see how they go. Well, taking photos is how you see how it goes. And for places you can't take photos, keep a written record of what your health was before taking the products after 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's moral number one. Now, moral number two, look at the dramatic difference in just 7 weeks. And some people notice results quite quickly, like Rosie. However, other people need to apply more product. They need to apply more patience. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in our pets, as they are in plants. They're in every living being. It would be scientifically impossible for redox signaling molecules to not work in you. It's been proven time and time again with studies that ASEA redox signaling molecules work instantaneously. But they work in every single person every single time. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. And so apply enough product, apply enough patience, and we can't call ASEA a cure for anything, but it can cure your skepticism. I think we're allowed to say that. This is a doctor who decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face and use Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? I'll give you some clues. Have a look at the lines running down either corner of the mouth, the lines running down either side of the nose, the more wrinkles and perhaps more bagginess, maybe even sagginess on one cheek as opposed to the other. Here's the biggest clue of all. Have a look at the side of the face. The glasses are actually slanting towards, maybe suggesting more drippiness on that side as opposed to walking around like a weirdo, just so you could prove to us how effective Renew 28 is where you apply it. It's not just for your face, arms, hands, bellies, and also bums. This was a photo series that was taken in a clinical trial by a very large dermatological institute. And there were reports coming all over the world of how people were using Renew 28 in areas where they had cellulite, and the cellulite was actually disappearing. And so this scientific organization did a study, and they found after 12 weeks that, in fact, yes, there was a reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And so they did an ultrasound to find out what was going on. And they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved from the 12 weeks of applying the Renew 28 product. Quite amazing. Now, it is a historical truth that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And what is being shared with you is the greatest health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. You know, Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules. There have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see there are well over 30,000 results. There are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. So you're already going to find more results at that website than what I have here. It's a very difficult slide to keep up with. And there are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules. And so according to medical experts, medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And I'll give you some examples. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and even world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. So the race really is on with the medical and pharmaceutical industries to understand the complex paths and functions of redox signaling. They're trying to earn recognition for discoveries and create drugs for specific health conditions. They, however, face a very long and slow process, while ASEA is already light years ahead for two simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, who's a medical atomic physicist, no one else other than he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. And for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that it was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. That means that we have no copycats. That means that we have no competition. So that clearly means that no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one, and no product in the world can do or work to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA's products can. No other product can do what ours can do. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, and redox works through all of them. Redox works on everybody. Nothing in the body works as well or more to the point at all without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from, and people and the health advisors are seeing remarkable, unprecedented results. So ASEA really is an entrepreneur's dream. The ASEA mission, its stated mission, is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So we want to help a lot of people, and we can't do that on our own. So we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So you can receive a residual income, not just from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing purchase made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And you also receive a residual income, not only from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing purchase made by every single person they and others also refer. So we all do this already, all of us. We recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books. We recommend lots of things. People naturally tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest. It's really the most ancient and still most powerful form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries. They're opening up new markets almost every single year. And despite all of the current turmoil in the world, based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million over the next 5 years. And so for people today, perhaps more than ever, that are looking for a supplementary income, an extra income, maybe unfortunately more so for some, I hope this isn't the case for you, a complete replacement of income. It's not been news to me that, of course, a job is a good place to start, but let's face it, only relying on a single source of active income is not smart, and it's actually a risk to your financial security, and it's always been the case. It's just become more relevant because of the current circumstances in the world. So if you're looking for more income, if you're looking for a part-time income or a full-time income, or maybe a big-time income, maybe a legacy living income for your loved ones, for business-minded people, this is a very significant opportunity to be paid a very significant income from the growth of this global expansion. But really, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's exactly what this is all about. It's exactly what you get to do and be a part of with ASEA. You get to join forces with others who are also being a force for good in the world. You know, who you become and what you do really is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make you. However, not only can you make great money, you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have really great time, get great training, meet great people, make great friends, have great experiences, and a great lifestyle. So why aren't you hearing about this from your doctor? And you know what? Maybe you are, because there are now hundreds of doctors all over the world now recommending Redox for their patients and seeing unprecedented results. But big pharmaceutical companies did, after seeing tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, they did offer to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights and ownership of the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down. They wanted to take everyone off Redox. Thankfully, ASEA founders Virtus Norden and son Tyler Norden, they said no to the payout and yes to the people, because after Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to now experiencing life-changing power from redox molecules, well, after that, Virtus and Tyler were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so it did start as a very big business play, but it changed for these men. It changed. It had become an important and purposeful mission. Virtus and Tyler turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to speed up the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to you and everyone without a prescription. And so as demonstrated in this very first and important decision, ASEA always puts people and principles before ego and economics. People come first. At the end of the day, it's people that matter most. And the ASEA founders, them and their corporate team, they come from Fortune 500 backgrounds, even greater. And so they are exceptionally experienced in running big and profitable businesses, but they pride themselves on never doing it at the cost of people. So you are in very good hands. So get back with the person who shared this with you. Don't worry about what the time is. They'll be glad to hear from you. Let them know what you've seen here, what you like best about it. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most important of all, and this is what gives the word breakthrough an exclamation mark in our titles, there are hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences. There's plenty for you to see that ASEA is the real deal. We truly want to help you. So at the very least, I hope you'll become part of this redox reality. We would love nothing more than to see you live better, healthier, younger, stronger, longer. But I've got to say, one of ASEA's guiding principles is to become more, because really what you become, that determines what you can overcome. And that ultimately determines your income in life. So in other words, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, make other people's lives better. If you'll pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better. If you decide to become part of being a force for good in the world with us, with ASEA, your life will be filled with more good. So thank you for sharing this moment, these moments with me, and may you always be happy, and may you always be well, safe, and secure. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Thank you very much, Kaleen. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks, Stevie. So we're now going to hear briefly from another world expert on this breakthrough who that changed his life forever, both on the business sense as well as on the personal health expense. So I'd like to officially introduce Dan Doyle, who is also Australian, but currently coming to us from Hawaii, and was very significant in me learning about the product as well when I first discovered ASEA. So Danny, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kaleen, and thank you for your incredible leadership and hosting of this call. I love sharing this gift with you guys. Stevie, mate, as always, great presentation, very clear. I'm sure people are starting to understand, or do understand now, the enormity of what we got our hands on from that presentation. And as you touched on, you know, we can't make any claims and I like to reiterate the company disclaimer that these products, this technology isn't, it's not a drug, guys. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we do have something pretty special, something pretty spectacular, something that's scientifically impossible not to work, that signals the body to heal itself. And Stevie touched on that we can't make any claims except for with long-term use and sometimes even short-term use of these products, they are a cure for skepticism. So for our guests that are on the call, please relax, uncross your arms and legs. We're not here to sell you anything or convince you to do anything today. But I believe that the person who asked you to listen to us today has handed you one of, if not the biggest gift that you could ever receive in your entire life. This is all about us helping people and helping people to help people, creating stories and testimonials that we can share. And that's exactly what happened to me. 6 years ago, I had no health, and I went through absolute hell and came out of the back end of it only to be introduced to ASEA, and the rest is history. And I'm going to go through my story right now. Growing up in Sydney, Australia, I played a lot of sports to distract myself from school, which I didn't like, and played rugby league and did judo, gymnastics, surfing, aerobics, bodybuilding. And this is the start of me as a young entrepreneur. Between the ages of 20 and 25, I owned a gym just south of Sydney, Australia, and this is me competing in those times, being a product of the product. Fast forward the next 20 years, and I built and sold 20 traditional businesses. And this next photo is a photo of me in 2010, from the age 24 to 44. Not a bodybuilder anymore, but still going to the gym every single morning, looking after my health, wanting to envisioning myself as being the best version of a 50-year-old when I got there that I could be at the time. And I thank goodness that I was in this condition, because if I wasn't, 6 months later, I would have found a little lump underneath my left rib, and I was in all sorts of trouble. And this photo was in May 2011. You can see that I've got no hair. I had no hair from the top of my head to my toes, in and out of hospital in Sydney in Australia for 2.5 years. And what they put me through, I wouldn't have wished on my worst enemy. This is a friend of mine, Johnny, only 21 years old in this photo, had been through all those hospital visits that I had started, gone into remission, got the clear bill of health, but unfortunately after this photo, his issue came back, and he was playing the highest levels of rugby league at that time, going back to playing for one of my favourite teams, my favourite team, Parramatta and the Cronulla Sharks. And unfortunately, we lost him by the age of 23 years old. So what we had at the time was very, very serious. At the end of the 2.5 years of those hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Now, I wanted that. I wanted to hear exactly what was going to happen, and I wanted to make sure that my family was looked after. So we went and did that. And I didn't want. I was only in my 40s. I didn't want to give up. I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands and did some research. And I went onto an alkaline diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from the network marketing industry. And all of these things that I was taking religiously, you would think my health would have been heading in the right direction, but that was not the case. This is a photo of me 2 years on that diet and taking all those nutritional supplements and everything that I did from all these companies from around the world. So my blood works are still heading in the wrong direction. I was in a lot of trouble, and a friend of mine reached out to me at this time in October 2014, said, I think I found something that can help, which was Bart Cotter. And Bart Cotter told me about this company called ASEA, said you have to come to Salt Lake City, Utah. Long story short, I did that, started on the product. In 3 hours, I was going through a major detox, toxins coming out so fast, they were coming out of my skin. 12 hours, a 20-year stomach issue had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. And in 48 to 72 hours, all the lung damage that was caused from those hospital visits, and I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. Went back to Australia, stayed on the product. Unfortunately, we lost everything financially when I lost my health, but thank goodness to the business model that ASEA is. I started sharing ASEA with people, and they started taking the product. They saw results. When they had results, they started telling other people. And every time somebody took that product, I got paid, got those thank you checks from the company, invested back in my own health, took a lot more product. By December 2015, just over 1 year after I started on the product, my doctors gave me some very good news. And this is a photo of the day they told me there was no sign of those two major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, had gone away. A list of things had all gone away in just over 12 months on the product. Fast forward 2 years, have a look at the anti-aging side. Going to go back, always like to go back. What you're seeing is a reflection of what was going on the inside of my body. What you're seeing was a reflection of what was going on inside of my body, and what you're seeing here is and was a reflection of what was happening inside of my body. These days are fitter than ever, and I can tell you that I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. I'm going to come on here and bring you guys in live. My messy office. Hello. I'm going to. I am in Hawaii, so the back of our building, which is our backyard here, we do have a beach, and it looks something like this. So I'm going to share that with you guys. So just in regards to the business side, I can tell you that coming from traditional business, building multiple traditional businesses over many, many years, that I would never go back to doing that. I would never go back to corporate. This business model, thanks to ASEA and them ticking every box with the founders, their experience with the executive team, the corporate, the field leadership, compensation plan, the ethos of the company, and the breakthrough. This company ticks every box. I couldn't imagine anybody coming across a bigger opportunity in their lifetime. It is the most compelling that I've ever seen. In these times, people are looking for, obviously looking after their health, not a bigger breakthrough in regards to that. They're looking for financial freedom, not a bigger opportunity as far as I've seen. This is a situation where the founders, as Stevie said, have left this to us as their legacy to humanity. I'm doing the same as to Kaleen, Stevie, and a lot of other people on this call. And we hope that you join us and we can help you to leave your legacy to the world as well. Kaleen, with that, I'll pass back to you. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. I'm just going to quickly, as we wrap up the presentation, share my screen as well. And again, if you all have questions, now's the time to, take a moment and write them down, put them in the chat box, because we're going to go to that momentarily. So, as you have, as a guest, as you've thought about the presentation tonight, we always just do a quick check-in at the end. And again, you're going to get back to the person that invited you. But, and you can get your questions asked a little bit here tonight as well. But, if you're a consumer, that's great. You saw all the reasons why people might look at this as a consumer. And you can see we have a whole product line that does address cellular health, which obviously the key point that you learned about tonight are our cell signaling molecules in a drinkable form and topical gel. And we have a phenomenal skincare line as well as really high quality whole food nutrition. Okay. You might also consider, again, that joining us to share the story of this medical breakthrough and what ASEA is. Some people do this because they just want to get their product paid for. Others might want to have an additional, as you can see, $500 to $1,000 a month. Others might literally want to replace their full-time job, really build a home-based business. And with that, there's incredible support from your team, educational materials, marketing materials, all kinds of things. And we can go over that with you. Okay, and help, if that's what's really speaking to your heart tonight, help you with a business strategy. In terms of just literally getting started and getting the product, the very cool thing is that the person that shared it with you isn't required to be a distributor of the product and stock it up. So you would open up your own account with them, and you can choose, obviously, to pay full price if you want, or save 25% off full price and get one of two wholesale accounts. One of them is just a great, what we call preferred customer account, where you're ordering every month. And the other option is to open up an associate account where you can literally be a distributor to yourself and also activate it as a business. And you can see this is using the equivalent of US currency. And I know we have people from all over the world here tonight. So it would be the equivalent to your country's currency. To open up that associate account, it's just $40 US or your equivalent. And then once a year, you would pay an renewal fee to keep all the benefits and perks of your associate wholesale account, which is the equivalent of 25 US dollars, okay? I just want to let you know, because a lot of us love to shop for our products online. Any product, you know, that you're ordering in life, particularly nutritional supplements and things like that. In the case of ASEA, because this is a category creator and it is a breakthrough, and we produce it and own our own manufacturing facility, for your own safety, we want to strongly encourage you, if you do find this sometimes on third-party websites like Amazon or eBay, you definitely don't want to get it from there. For one thing, we can't guarantee that the quality of the product isn't being compromised. Often people that unknowingly that have ordered off of a third-party website might be getting expired product. And you know, the people that are choosing to sell it on on Amazon or websites like that are breaking the agreement that they would have as a distributor with the company. So they're engaging in criminal activity, and you don't get all the support that you get with working directly with your own sponsor who works out a product plan, is there to coach you to have a great consumer experience. You don't get a phenomenal, our money back guarantee, and also loyalty rewards. And the loyalty rewards are awesome because it allows you to earn free product. So this is just an example of it, particularly if you choose to open up an associate wholesale account. You can order a little bit of everything or more in quantity of your product when you place your first order. And this one, for example, is available here in the United States. Sometimes the packages vary from country to country. We call it the business product suite pack. And you can see, again, it's got the nutrition, it's got the drink, it's got the gel. The cool thing is that you can customize any pack, but by choosing one of these packs, you can see like this one in particular gives you 164 US dollars in just free value with products that you're being gifted, as well as reward points that you're also being gifted for future free product, okay? You know, Stevie talked a little bit about the whole point, and the magic of this is definitely helping us share the ASEA story and referring others. And the cool thing about this, without going into a lot of details, is that even within your first 2 weeks, if you decide I really do want to build the business on some level, you can literally earn up to a total of 320 US dollars. For example, if someone bought a similar package to the one that you just saw that we called the business pack, right? And then if you take it even further and you find 2 people in your first 4 weeks, two people and 2 people, so total of 4, you also just get to earn an additional game that we call the Fast Forward Plus game. And that again gives you the big picture of that is you get more free product, you get more cash commissions just from really finding, you know, 4 friends and family or people that you love that you want to share this with and get them on the product, right? So the person that shared this with you can go into more details on that. This is just to give you an idea of the things that are possible, okay? And again, this shows you that you don't have to just choose that one example that I showed, the business suite pack. You can customize any part of our product line on your first order and on your continuing orders, you know, based on the product plan that you commit to. I want you to know right now the value of when you go ahead and get started on your product of getting it as a monthly reorder as you do your product trial is really valuable, because we have something right now called Stronger Together, where you're earning quite a bit more loyalty rewards points on your auto ship order in September and October. We crossed out August because obviously we're at the end of August. This is a 3-month promotion that's going on, and you can get more details of that from the person that invited you. But it's a great time to get started on your product because it allows you to earn free product and bring the cost down overall for you and your family. And then, you know, just as kind of a final point of orientation here from a consumer viewpoint, we don't just give someone a bottle of ASEA to try. We definitely encourage you and invite you to commit to doing at least a 90-day trial, because it takes time to restore and rebuild cells, especially if someone is dealing with a health challenge. And so we find just from this graph, if you just try a bottle, you just try it for a week, even just for a month, there's a much lower percentage that you are perceiving that there are positive changes in your body. They are already happening. They can be verified by looking at blood work, for example, but you may not perceive it. And so when you really commit to doing at least 3 months, and I always say go for 6 months, you know, of taking the product correctly, the drink and the gel in particular, per your product plan that you work out, you're going to see that you have over a 90% rate of, you know, people really being able to perceive results. Okay. Just as a final thing to wrap up the presentation in general, I want to share a quote with you from one of our founders, Vertus Norton. He says, we're all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. And this really just shows you a bit of our culture, you know, as a team, and who Vertus Norton is and who Tyler Norton is as the founders of our company. And we share that quote with you from the viewpoint of now that you have been introduced to this technology as a guest tonight. And as well as those of us that are here together as team members, we are really ambassadors of a whole incredible body of knowledge that is changing the landscape of healing on this planet forever and giving us incredible opportunities to really empower our bodies to repair and heal faster. So no matter where you're at, take time to get your questions answered. If you're ready to get started on the product, you know, reach out to that person. Because your life will never be the same again. I guarantee it in a good way. So with that, I'm going to officially end off our presentation.